Prince of Arran, what can you tell us about how he's arrived in Hong Kong and trained on?
He looks great. I landed about 2 hours ago, so I've only just seen him. But I got here in time to watch him do his final piece of work on the grass this morning. He covered 7 furlongs, and we just let him roll home the last 2, and he looked $1 million. Doesn't look like a horse that's run on 4 continents this year.
What was the thought process in bringing him to Hong Kong post a very good Melbourne Cup run?
I think he's better over 1.5 miles, and seemed like the obvious way to come home. Why not race for $2 million or whatever it is? He's in great form. He's taken his race well. Tasha's happy with him. So, he's 5 years old and he's a gelding. He's not a racehorse to stand in his stable. He's here to race, and he never overextends himself. And that's why we've been able to do what we can do with him this year. He'll only do as much as he has to, and that means that he could probably have a harder campaign than most horses can. He's been fresh and bouncing since Melbourne, so why not?
We've seen the history of this race. We've seen horses like Dunedin, Red Caddo come from the Melbourne Cup. They travel well. Do you think he could fall into that category and be competitive on Sunday? What are your expectations of how he'll stack up?
I really hope so. I do think that we've managed to pick probably the hottest race of the international races, which is just sod's law. But he has an advantage. He's been out in the sun in Australia. He looks well. You watch the European horses; they're all clipped out, and they've been in the winter, and it's been freezing cold at home. Whereas he's had the sun on his back. He looks phenomenal. It's a big ask, but he's got to step forward again. But why not? He stepped forward every time we've asked him to. And as I said, I genuinely believe that he's better over 1.5 miles than he probably is over 2 miles. I think when he won the Lexus, he probably did it using 4th gear, and that was why he was able to back up so quickly. So looking forward to it.
You spoke on Melbourne Cup Day on Twitter that the rain was going to be not a good thing for him. So I guess the hard shut-in surface you think will suit him?
Yeah, and I made myself look like a bit of an idiot that day.
Well, nearly.
Yeah.
Nearly the ultimate, not quite.
To be honest, I wasn't prepared for how unbelievably that track drained. Because if you'd had 50 millimetres of rain in the morning in England, you would have been running on a heavy track, and he would not have had a chance. But the track, it was sort of what we would call in England probably good to soft and no worse than that. And so, he coped with it no problem. All of his best form is on a decent surface. So, I'm looking forward to getting him back on quick round here.